everyone. Welcome to day 7 of the Lean and Clean Challenge. So I am putting together what is this called? It is called One Pot Pasta. And it is actually on day 7, so woohoo! I'm making something on the day it's supposed to be made. So this basically is, you take, let me get scissors, hang on just one second. Okay, so you take some gluten-free pasta, which this is the shape that I'm choosing to use because it's fun and I like it. And you only need 12 ounces, so I only need two-thirds of this, 3/4 of this. So that's the kind that I'm going to use this time. And then into your container, into your pot, you're going to add 1 can of chopped tomatoes. I use petite diced tomatoes, no salt added. You're also going to add, which has some liquid on it, so I just left that. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to drain it or not, so I left it. You're also supposed to add some tomato paste. And this is just the organic tomato paste that we buy at Costco. This is the most tomato paste I've used, like, ever in a week. This is the 3rd can that I've used now. Just this short amount of time. I don't hardly ever use this stuff. It's got a lot of flavor though. Okay. So there is that. You're supposed to put in 2 cups of water, which I've got my 2 cups of water right here. And 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I'm actually just going to add some basil, oregano, and thyme. I'm not actually going to measure these. Just literally going to sprinkle it across the top. So some oregano and some basil and a little bit of thyme. Okay. And 1 teaspoon of garlic powder right here. Again, I'm not measuring this. I don't think that you need to measure. Sometimes I do measure stuff sometimes, especially for dressings and stuff. That's going to be just this tiny little amount of seriously concentrated flavor. This is going to be an entire pot of pasta, and I like garlic, so I'm not too worried about it. And 1 teaspoon of onion powder. So let's do that as well. The onion powder smells really good. Okay, and then the last couple of ingredients, you're supposed to put in 2 cups of spinach and 2 cups of frozen vegetables. So I'm going to add an entire bag of these 3-blend pepper and onion mix. And there's probably more than 2 cups, but I'm good with that. A little more vegetable is not a bad thing. And I'm also going to add in some pearl onions. I really like these. I think I'm the only one in my family that does, but they're really fun and I really like them. I like eating them and stuff. And there's about half of a bag here, so I'm just gonna dump that in there as well. Okay. You're also supposed to add 2 cups of spinach. I don't have any spinach because usually I just use spinach when I'm making smoothies and stuff. So I have some kale that I dumped out on the counter that's needing to be kind of picked through and like the little stemmy guys pulled off. So I'm going to just do that quick and pull out some kale that's nice and put that in there. And then I'm going to stick this on the stove. It only cooks for 10 minutes, so you bring it to boil and then you let it then cook it, reduce it to simmer and let it boil for 10 minutes. So, well, actually a simmer for 10 minutes. Anyway, you want the pasta to be al dente. It says keep an eye on it. Depending on what pasta you use, will make different cooking time, blah, blah, blah. So this is my beautiful little mixture right here. I'm going to put the lid on that because I think that will help it steam a little bit because the vegetables are frozen and stuff. So I'm gonna go get that started and I will check back with you in a little bit. Hopefully this works. I've not been very successful in cooking pasta that's gluten-free in a 1-pot pasta dish unless it's spaghetti noodles. Otherwise it doesn't tend to work out for me. So I'm hopeful for this because that's what I'm taking for food. So see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so here is the 1-pot pasta in a container. I actually have 2 of these to take with me rather than making like a salady sweet potato-ish type thing. And on the top is something that I made from a different recipe. It's really, really good. So you take 3/4, you could make this smaller batch if you want to, but 3/4 cup of cashews, 3/4 cup of oats, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, and 1 teaspoon of garlic. Can you blend that? Don't make your cashews liquidy first. I mean, don't soften them first. You blend that and it becomes like this powder like Parmesan cheese. and it's superb. It tastes really, really good on spaghetti stuff. So I have 2 containers of spaghetti to go with me. I didn't finish. It says to cook it till it's al dente, and that part of that is because with brown rice pasta, it will continue to absorb liquid as it sits. So this is going to be pretty solid as far as this goo is going to absorb into the noodles by the time I'm ready to eat later. So anyways, I have to get ready to go to work, and I'm pretty excited about this. I think that it will taste better as it sits. And I just had a bite of the pasta, and it was very tomatoey, which spaghetti-ish, so that's not a big surprise. But yeah, it smells really good. So that's it for food for now. When I come home in the morning, I'm probably going to have some strawberries and banana, one of the breakfasty thingies that's on her list. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Hope you're having a good one. Well, hello everyone. So I needed to have a quick talk with you on my way home before I got home and am ready to have some breakfast. One pot pasta didn't work out very well. So the noodles actually, seeing that I left them al dente in the pot, they actually, by the time I got around to eating them, had absorbed the rest of the liquid and were perfect. It was great. I mean, the consistency was really good. Flavor, not so much. So I always hate critiquing other people's recipes when it's something I don't like, because I feel badly about it, but this is just one that I personally am just not a fan of. It was just way, way, way too tomatoey. And I think that part of that problem is that I'm just so used to having the spaghetti sauce that we buy that that's what I like. And so this was not what I like at all. So I took 2 dishes of it with me, and I ate one for when I first got there. Not first got there, but like at, I don't know, maybe 9:30, 9:15. And then I was hungry again at about 2:30. So I went and warmed up my other container, and yeah, I just wasn't having it a second time. It really was not worth repeating. So yeah, that wasn't super exciting at all. I wouldn't actually recommend that recipe. But it's good to, you live and you learn, you know, you're not gonna like everything. So I did bring a container, a plastic baggie of grapes with me. So I ate those between 2:30 and 6:30, which I don't know, maybe between 2:30 and 4:30 is when I eat them. So that was good. That helped keep me full. I am hungry again though, so I'm going to go home and make some type of breakfasty type thing. So there are different options that I haven't had yet. Like there's a strawberry smoothie bowl, which I'm very interested in eating, but I don't know how full that's going to keep me. It calls for an awful lot of fruit, but not really anything in there to keep me full. So I'm not sure about that. I really want to try it though. I'm really quite interested in how good it tastes. I bet you it's awesome. So there's that. And then on day 7 is a sweet mango rice breakfast, and that looks really good. So I did ask my husband if he would, when I talked to him first this morning, if he would start some brown rice in the Instant Pot. It's not how Hannah says to cook the recipe, but I'm not interested in making brown rice on the stove because I suck at it. So I'm really not good at it. The brown rice just never turns out right, so I would much rather just cook it in the Instant Pot and try to figure out the rest of the recipe from there. So anyways, that might be what I do. I might just go ahead and do that. So that sounds yummy, and I will talk to you about that when I get home. And I also need to exercise when I get home, visit with my husband for a little bit, and that'll be it for my day. So I will talk to you guys again in a little while after I have figured out some breakfast, and I'll talk to you then. Alrighty guys, so I am making breakfast this morning, and it actually is pretty good. Instead of using mangoes, I decided to use blueberries, because blueberries are super healthy for you, and I like them. And they're not frozen, and I didn't really feel like having frozen fruit this morning. So I've got rice, brown rice made. My husband was nice enough to make that for me. And I did what she said about taking 4 medjool dates, but I just put them with a teeny tiny little bit of water and blended them. Not to the point that it made date syrup, because they're still kind of chunky, but mostly blended. And then added regular blueberries to it. And this is what my sweet blueberry rice looks like. Oh, there you go. What's that? Looks pretty good, right? So anyway, I think it tastes fine. I had a little bite of it already, and it was maybe just a little bit sweeter than I would like for it to be. I really think that I'm like a sweets kind of person, and then I have something super sweet, and I'm like, that's really sweet. I don't know if I like that very much. So I don't know. Anyways, I probably could have done with 3 dates. So if you're at all borderline about, do I want it super sweet, not super sweet, start with 2 and work your way up and see what you think. So anyways, I'm going to go and eat breakfast, and I've already worked out while waiting for the rice to cook. I was riding the bicycle upstairs. So yeah, that's it for me for the day, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.